Hello fellow sim racers. As you know, version 0.2 of Assetto Corsa Competizione has just been unleashed into the world, featuring Misano, VR and the Bentley Continental GT3. And that means it's video time. But rather than just producing a factual blow-by-blow account of what's up with the latest build, I thought, sod that, let's just talk about the car. I've got a lot of time for the old Bentley Continental GT3. It looks good, sounds even better, and most importantly, it's had a decent amount of success since its introduction in 2013. And while attention has been justifiably drawn to the new 2018 model, I've still got a soft spot for the old battle wagon. So, when it became clear that Build 2 of Assetto Corsa Competizione was going to feature the old gal, I can't say I was disappointed. But after the Lamborghini's handling left quite a few people feeling a bit let down, I had a pretty good feeling that the Bentley was going to deliver. And boy, does it deliver. The yin to the Lambo yang. While the Italian offering needs to be driven with a very specific style, restraint and, dare I say it, finesse, the Bentley is the sort of car that wills you to drive it in a way that almost certainly contravenes the Geneva Convention. To cut to the chase, this thing is great fun, and of course it sounds fantastic too. While many of the Turbo GT3 cars sound a bit flat in reality, the Continental doesn't suffer that issue at all. And Kunos have done exactly what's expected of them in this department. I've seen a fair amount of confusion surrounding which version of the Bentley Continental GT3 will be featured in Assetto Corsa Competizione. And to clear that up, the answer is both the old car and the new for 2018 model. Team M Sport entered the new car in all of the Blancpain Endurance Cup rounds this year, but didn't compete in the Sprint Cup, and this car will be included in a later build of the game. Whereas Team Parker Racing have been running one of the old model Continental GT3s this year in the Sprint and Endurance Cups, with the number 31 car competing in every round. They entered a second car for the Brands Hatch Sprint Cup rounds and were nice enough to get mixed up in an accident at this very opportune location for yours truly to grab this photograph. All in all, there are 3 skins for the number 31 car included in ACC, and unsurprisingly just the 1 skin for the number 32. I'm not going to go on at length about how great the car models look because, well, you can see that for yourself. And I guess it's sufficient to say that the Continental GT3 looks every bit as good as the Lambo, with which we're all pretty well acquainted by now. Unlike the Lambo, however, a couple of the skins come with the rather cool LED lights in the grille. I haven't been able to work out if you can turn them on or off from within the car yet, but they seem to be always on when the headlights are. But enough about the visuals, let's talk about how the Bentley drives. For a car that shares over 70% of its parts with an ocean-going cruise liner, it's remarkably nimble. Sure, it weighs 100 kilos more than pretty much every other GT3 car in the field, and yes, you can feel that in the way it drives, but it's balanced, poised and agile. As I alluded earlier, you can wring this car by the neck, point the nose at an apex, use a little bit of brake to help rotation and jump on the throttle, and it just does what it's told. If you hated the Lambo, you'll probably love the Bentley. Alongside the fun and rewarding driving experience of the Continental GT3 is one other important detail. Kunos have implemented proper force feedback control in this build, which has made a significant difference. While I didn't really have a problem with the force feedback in build 1 and the revision in 1.1, those that did can now come down from the ledge. All of this comes together to produce what is, in my opinion at least, one of the best GT3 driving experiences I've ever had. Particularly when paired with Misano, which isn't one of my favourite circuits, but attacking the curbs with the Bentley just feels absolutely great. So you may have guessed that I'm a bit of a fan. And I'd have to be. I pulled an all-nighter to produce this fawning love letter to the old Continental GT3. But that's the thing, the Bentley has hooked me in a way that the Huracan just didn't. And that leads me to my final point. It's really quite something to have two GT3 cars in the same sim that behave so differently and have to be driven with such different approaches. I have no idea if that's representative of the real cars or not, but as far as making an interesting racing game goes, it can only be a good thing. And that leaves me pretty excited to see what Kunos come up with next. As far as I'm concerned, if this old battleship is anything to go by, Assetto Corsa Competizione is going to be one hell of a racing sim when it's complete. So that's about all I have to say about the old Bentley. Though I am intrigued to see how the new model stacks up when it's introduced into ACC later down the line. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then it would be great if you could hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you think the video will be helpful for others, then please consider sharing it. As always, thank you for donating your precious free time by watching. It is very much appreciated. So all that's left to say is goodbye, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.